Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video. And today what I want to do is start a new series called The Best Of. So what I want to do is take each unit and go through and pick the best element of each unit in the game. So today we're going to start off with the Astromancer. I feel like a lot of the other units have been covered by other people and nobody's really showing the Astromancer any love. So I'm going to run through the skills of each of the 5 Astromancers, and then we're going to pick one, say which one is the best, and then we're going to go in and we're going to test it out in all the different places that we can use that unit. So let's start out with the dark one. The Dark Astromancer, well, all the Astromancers start with the Astro Bolt. It is a nice skill. When empowered, it can ignore 100% of the target's defense, which is amazing. Also shatters, dealing a portion of damage to 3 additional enemies near the first enemy. So nice first skill. Second skill has a stun. Third skill, has mortal wounds, and the fourth skill, Galactic Ray, is guaranteed to crit any enemy that is slowed, immobilized, or stunned. So this unit you can get from the shop, from the arena shop. So if you really want her, you can get her here in the PvP shop for 2,000 arena points. But I'm going to show you why you probably shouldn't do that. I know a lot of people, because there's not very many units in the game just yet, a lot of people are have a whole stockpile of units and skill ups for these units and aren't sure what to do with them. If you look at my box here, I have a whole bunch of Dino Kids. I got a whole bunch of these Espers. There's more down here somewhere. See, a bunch of Nagas, a bunch of Scions. So basically the reason for this is to show kind of what you can do with all these skill ups. You may as well build one of them if you have a whole bunch, right? So let's jump into the next unit. Let's go to Light next. Oops. Keep that up. There she is. So the Light Astromancer, same first skill, the Astral Bolt. Second skill, Falling Star with a stun. Cosmic Collapse lowers attack speed. And Stellar Beam, if an enemy is slowed, immobilized, or stunned again, this skill ignores 100% of the enemy's defense. So now we're getting much better. The Light Astromancer, I think, is way better than the dark one. Besides, I'm sure there'll be a difference in the base stats. I haven't looked at the 6-star level 60 version of these yet to compare the base stats, and it's really hard to compare because this one's 3-star and the dark one is 4-star. But having 2 skills that ignores defense can make this a great arena unit. She also has this lowers attack speed, which is really nice because she needs lowered attack speed here in order to ignore defense, so she kind of helps herself in that regard. And the stun is always nice. Next up is the nature one. Again, Astral Bolt with the ignore defense. But then the second skill has Shooting Star, which removes 2 buffs. So for early game players that are looking to get into something like Steel Widow, this Shooting Star would be really nice, except she's a nature unit. So we'll come back to that when we get to the water one. But this skill has a lot of potential if you're looking at maybe arena or something like that. But again, I think you can probably do better. This one raises attack speed of the caster and reduces damage taken from all basic attacks, which is really nice, which could really help her be able to kind of stay alive longer. And then with Meteor Rain, she lowers defense of all enemies, which is really all enemies in the area, which is really nice as well. So a lot of good skills, but again, I think we can still step this up a little bit further. If we move on to the fire one, which, yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, that means the water one is going to be the strongest in my opinion. But first let's look at the fire one. Fire one, same first skill with the ignore defense, then still stunning on the second skill, and raising attack speed with the third skill, and the fourth skill also lowering defense. So very similar to the nature one, except with better base stats, and this one doesn't have. This one has the stun except for the strip. So if it would have had the strip, then maybe she'd be really useful in Steel Widow. But I mean, yeah, the raise attack speed and lowers defense is nice, and a little bit of ignore defense. But I think again we can step it up one more time. And if you take all the best skills of all of these units and you put it into the water one, or sorry, and then you've got the water one. So the water one, his name is Stella, and she's definitely my favorite, and I built her so we can show her to you in this video. The first skill, Astral Bolt, ignores 100% of the enemy's defense, which you already knew. Then she has that great second skill, Shooting Star, removing 2 buffs from enemies in the affected area, so essentially an AoE buff removal. Then this third skill, Singularity, is deals greater damage and inflicts mortal wounds. So pulling them all together and then inflicting mortal wounds is really nice. Also because if you have any kind of AoE damage, it guarantees that they're all going to get hit because all the units are close together. So it kind of like bunches them all together before your other units can come and do their skills, which is really nice. And then the big one is the ignore defense on Stellar Beam if the unit is slowed, immobilized, or stunned. So yes, she has the best skills in all of these. This one here, the Singularity, I mean, I might consider changing it if I could make it my ideal unit. I might change this to the slow because then she can activate her own ignore defense on Stellar Beam. But all you have to do is put a unit in there that can either slow, immobilize, or stun, and you're good to go. So I mean, if you have 4 or 3 other units on your team, odds are you're gonna have a unit that can do one of those 3 things, and then Stella here can get off the ignore defense and go from there. And then finally, just kind of the icing on the cake, I don't know if you will end up using these leader skills or not, or synergy skills, sorry. Increases attack speed of ally champions by 19%. So it's always nice. It's for all units, not just water. So she's fantastic. Where can she be used? We're going to go over that, but as you can see with the buff removal, we were talking about Steel Widow. So she can come in, remove the buff, and then if now post buff you can put slow on the boss. If you put slow on the boss, she'll have 2 ignore defense skills on the boss, which is incredible, and she can do great damage. So let's come out and take a look at her in some of the different areas of the game. Let's start with Steel Widow because I think this is probably the best place for her besides Arena. I was just leveling up that fodder there. So let's put him in, or her in, sorry. And we'll put the Greater Demon in the lead because the Greater Demon has a stun and immobilizes, which is going to help her ignore defense. The only thing that I don't have in this team is the slow, which for on the boss would really help. He doesn't have a slow, right? No. So I don't have a slow for the boss. The slow would help her do more damage on the boss if I did have one. Actually, you know what? Let's take him out. And let's put the Water Esper in because I believe she has a slow. Yeah. So she has the slow debuff, which hopefully she'll land that. And then it will help us do more damage on the boss as well, since we don't really need the Greater Demon in there. And this keeps it pretty close to free to play. It's only 3 and 4 star units. So let's take a look at this team and see how it does. The only problem with this team is it might be a little bit slower clearing the waves, but hopefully it's not too bad. If you have like maybe a Water Blade Master, something like that that can clear the waves really fast, that would be nice. Stella will be very helpful clearing the waves. Also, the Water Candy Munchkin would be nice. Alright. So let's select her. And she's just kind of coming in there, nuking all these, the trash mobs here. It'll be interesting to see how much damage she does at the end. We'll look at the damage report at the end of this, so you can see exactly what she's doing and how effective she was. Normally, in a lot of teams, Manaz here is the leading damage dealer, or the Snake Lady. And I've actually, if you haven't seen it already, I put out a video on how to 3-man Steel Widow. And Manaz, Xenia, and the Water Snake Lady can actually 3-man it with 2 fodder if you want to do it that way. So if you haven't seen that video already, check it out. So we're on the boss. We got the instant strip. I don't know who it was from, either Xenia, the Esper, or Stella. All 3 of them can strip. And you can see how fast we're nuking down the boss here. And we're going to finish in like that 110 range. So, alright, so 112. Not too bad. Skip that. Added the 3 seconds of the boss dying. So 115. Sell that. And let's take a look at this damage report. So they are all level 60 except for the Esper. And here's the damage report. So healing was Xenia with the Esper and doing a little bit of shielding, and Manaz doing a little bit of heal as well. The damage, normally Manaz is way up there because I have him on attack HP. So he did 288 damage with the Snake Lady doing 158 damage, but look at Stella. She's just crushing it at 365 damage. She did a ton of damage on that boss. I'm sure she did a lot in the trash waves as well. Where's the slow? Oh, so you can see here the Esper only had the slow up for 4 seconds on the boss, at all. So she didn't land it. She probably doesn't have much accuracy. I haven't paid much attention to her gear, but because I don't use her very often. But if she was able to land that slow when Stella is doing her ultimate skill, this damage would be even higher. So let's get out of this and we'll go use her somewhere else. The nice thing I really like about Stella is you can use her in pretty much every scenario of the game. I don't know if you guys care about these, but we'll do a run of this really quickly. Let's put her in there. This one won't probably be as interesting to a lot of people because these elemental bosses are relatively easy to kill. But just to show that she can contribute in every aspect. So after this, we'll bring her into Elder Drake, and we'll bring her into the regular Bull Demon, the Golden Bull Demon King, and then we'll do a couple arena matches before we end the video. Alright, so skip that. Obviously having the Blade Master here to clear these waves is amazing. It's going to make it a little faster than if you don't have one, but you really shouldn't have an issue with these waves either way. So they'll just nuke right through this really fast. And I've got the Nature Pirate in here, so that adds ignore defense and attack buff, which, I mean, is just we're gonna melt the boss really, really fast. Except we haven't landed it yet. We landed Mortal Wounds and block buffs, neither of which matter on the boss. And we've landed nothing else. Alright, so we got a little unlucky on this run. There's Mark, and there's the defense break. Alright. So now the defense break is up. You can see how fast the boss is dying. We're just nuking it down. I'm sure the Blade Master will have the most damage just because of the waves, but it'll be interesting to see how Stella did here. Even still, with that rough start to the boss, only 1 minute and 4 seconds. Oh crap. Sorry guys, I hit the friend request thing instead of clearing it. I should have ignored it. So we won't get to see the damage report on that one. I'm not going to do it again, but you guys get the idea. She's already in this team, so it's basically the exact same team. I'll make sure we get the damage report on this one. And same thing, should be pretty quick. Assuming we land that defense break and the mark right away, it should be around 1 minute as well. The part I'm really excited to show you guys is in Arena. As a ranged damage dealer, she can do a lot of damage, especially combined with the Greater Demon. With the Greater Demon doing the Immobilize, I don't need the slow. The only reason you need the slow for the bosses is because you can't immobilize them and you can't stun them. So the only way to activate her ultimate skill to ignore defense is to land the slow on the boss. So waves are cleared. We're only at 27 seconds. We're already at the boss. Hopefully we can run this boss quickly and we'll be under a minute. Yeah, so we got the defense break right away and the mark. We should be well under a minute on this one. And the boss is dead. So 47, 48, should be around 50 seconds by the time, yeah. So 50 seconds for the Golden Bull. And let's take a look at the damage report. So yeah, the Blade Master doing all this damage was mostly in the waves, but look at Stella. She was able to keep up with the Blade Master relatively easily and did a ton of damage. And even my Nature Pirate actually has really good gear, and they both way over damaged the Snake Lady. And finally, let's go to Elder Drake, and we'll put her in the Elder Drake team. I actually don't use her in the Elder Drake team because I try and use all nature units, but just to show that she can be used anywhere, let's put her in for here. Does that make sense? I kind of want that shield in there just to make sure we do it a little safer. Because my Nature Snake Lady is only 5-starred, and is on a sort of an attack build, she dies really easily, and without a shield in there she can die right away. So I still have to play it a little bit safer on this. We could potentially get it down before the boss jumps, but it's I'm still not able to get that on 100% consistency with getting the boss to die before he jumps, so I'm not too worried about whether or not that happens. I know there's a few people in my guild that have gotten it, so pretty much every time the boss doesn't even get to jump and he's dead. So you're getting down around the sub 1 minute runs on this, but haven't quite got there yet. I think I would have to first of all skill up some of these units and also 6-star the Nature Snake Lady. I know a lot of people love using Rhoda here, but you don't have to use Rhoda. I mean, she's good, but you just don't need her. If you've already built her, obviously use her, but... Alright, so Nature Snake Lady's dead, which means he's gonna leave for sure. And so this part, as long as you avoid these blasts, you'll be okay. Hopefully we don't die here. It would kind of ruin the video if we end up dying in Drake. We should be okay though. That 30 seconds it takes for him to come back down again is the real time kill. So if you're looking to speedrun this, Stella almost died there. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a heal. We got the shield up. Alright, so we're alright. But, I mean, it's going to be a really slow run. I normally don't run her on my Drake team, so it's going to be a slow run at 2 minutes, but you can see how that would be more effective if the Snake Lady hadn't died. So again, the damage report, very similar. The Blade Master doing a ton of damage on the waves, and Stella coming along and just nuking the boss. And the Snake Lady was completely useless in that run. And finally, let's bring her over to Arena, and I can show you exactly how I use her in Arena. I'm not sure where we're ranked right now. I think we're top 100. We'll find out in a second. Alright, so we only have a few wings or lightning bolts. So let's see what we can do here. Rank 76 coming into this. So this is actually a good place to showcase her. So a lot of people are avoiding these teams with the Water Archangels because of the invulnerability buff, plus 3 really tanky units that can heal. So we're going to actually bring this in. The Greater Demon strips, Xenia strips, and Stella strips. So you have 3 strips with the Candy Munchkin doing a defense break, and the Greater Demon doing either stun or mobilize, and Xenia doing a stun, which means hopefully when Stella does her ultimate skill, she'll ignore defense. Normally I like to go right for the Dryads on this, but we'll see what happens. It kind of depends where they're placed and how easy it is to click one or the other. I really wish these load times were a little faster, but alright. Alright, so we grab the Dryad. Dryad's dead. Xenia's dead, and there you go, quick run. Because we're getting that ignore defense, right? Again, oh, we missed the grab on the Dryad, but it doesn't matter. They're all dead anyway. Alright, let's take a look at the damage report, and then we'll do one more before we end the video. Alright, so damage-wise, we actually were pretty close all the way across the board. He did land immobilize, but it was the Greater Demon, sorry, did land immobilize, but it was only up for 2 seconds. Although, I mean, I guess both fights were only about 5 seconds each. So I doubt Stella ignored defense, but she did do just as much damage as the Candy Munchkin, which is really nice. And the bot, they all died so quickly that it's tough to kind of compare the units in terms of how effective they were. Alright, let's do one more wing to showcase Stella, and we'll wrap it up. So same idea, you know here, their Greater Demon, he's going to try and pull our Greater Demon. So we might actually go right over the top and try and grab that Rhoda. If we can, because then we can pull them both at the same time and have them already grouped in, and then the Candy Munchkin does her thing. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now. Alright, so that didn't work. Alright, so we lost the first half of this. So what are we going to do different on the second one? I think we're going to try grabbing that Dryad instead. I normally grab the Dryad, but was hoping that the Nature Valk would get killed right away. Great. Alright, so game crashed. Game loft, please fix that. Alright, so just give it a second to reload, and we'll do that fight again just to, because I think we have one more arena wing left. So we'll do that last one, and we'll wrap it up really quick. Actually, you know what? Let's not bother. It is reloading, but I don't want to make you guys wait. So thanks so much for watching the video. You can see how great the Water Astromancer really is. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. And we will be doing a big stream on Saturday. We're doing the Blitz Rush. So we're going to do both normal and epic Blitz. So if you want to come to stream for that, my stream name is the same as here, 5fingershuffle. Come check us out right as Blitz resets, and we will be doing a big summon session at the end of that as well. So yeah, hope to see everybody then. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day. Take care, guys. Bye.